look at economic calendar for this week, guys, from Monday here, Euro 315, we have French PMI. This will be high impact news. Obviously, again, at 3:30 here, during our trading time as well, we will be having PMI. So, which means from 3 tomorrow on Monday, we'll see a lot of volatility when it comes to Euro. In this case, we both know that Euro, if movement on Euro does affect GBP and also affects Swiss franc as well. And then 4:30 PMI, pound Swiss franc as well here. Flash PMI as well. Will be some high impact news. And at 8:30, impasted manufacturing index. Okay, then at 9:45, flash manufacturing PMI as well, flash service PMI, high impact news here. And I don't recap about this one here. On Tuesday, diamond change, 2 a.m., high impact news as well here. And for then Canadian dollar CPI, medium CPI, trim CPI, common CPI, we do try to use the CAD a lot. So, and as well as retail sales at 8:30. So this will see some volatility, especially when it comes to USD CAD a lot. And on Wednesday, we have CPI, GBP, 2 a.m. year over year only. And at 8:30, building permits, 10, we have at 2 p.m. So I don't care about 2 p.m. However, we have FOMC on Wednesday here. So this will be high impact news day. So which means on Wednesday morning, we like to see some kind of sideways move or so before FOMC. Then we have yen, bank rate, obvious, and monetary policy. And on Thursday, again here, GDP. This will be key for me on Thursday here, this monetary policy for GBP, because I do trade GBPUSD a lot. And we know GBPUSD tends to also affects Euro and that case, so which means in this case, and then with 8th we have final GDP quarter over quarter and unemployment claims, high impact news again on Thursday. And on Friday, we have retail sales, Canadian dollar, pound retail sales and Canadian dollar retail sales as well here, and revised UMT. And again, guys, on this day here, Friday the 20th, okay? Friday 20th of December, maybe the last day that I involved myself in the markets for this year, okay? This Friday here may be the last day that I simply trade for this year. I need to take a short term break for a week, or it's going to be for a week or so. That will depend, however, on my performance of this week. If I do really, really well this week, which means I'll take a break from Friday. Yeah. Let's look at this thing here. We've been nailing, guys. We believe, if you've been with me here for some time now, you believe this. And when it comes to weekly bias, daily bias, we've been nailing this thing like, I don't even know for how long now. Every week we've simply been getting right? So this week last week we were simply anticipating price to push higher at least to previous week's high. We did get that exactly to these levels here. So which means looking at this candles right here, let's break it down. In this case, we have this. I'm gonna start like this on a weekly chart, right? We've been bullish to excellent range liquidity. Price went down into entire range liquidity here, into taking fair value gap. And the previous week here, took out the previous week's low, but failed close below, indicating that that week is supposed to expect a bullish week. And yes, we got that right, correct. We took a week and it closed above the previous week's high. In this case, this indicates, okay, on this week, we are actually bullish and expecting high price to this level. But my main objective, my main targets will be this higher right here. It's going to be 108.07. And obviously, this price will be heading higher to that 108.79 level that we've been talking about for some time now. This will be simplest thing or simplest way of determining the weekly bias. We are bullish next week, anticipating condition to this high and this high over here. That's going to be our weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart here. I love what you see in daily chart here. Let's break it down this way. Let's remove this. Again, guys, if you're first time with me here, thank you for coming. Let's look at this thing in daily chart. Look at this. This was high was taken out with a low, high, lower low over here, right? We're taking sell liquidity here into this fair value gap over here, right? Taking out liquidity into a fair value gap. We're taking to it, and from there, high body closes currently displacement above this high here, which means this happens to be what our market structure shift on the daily chart. We broke above the high, create minimum market shift. Then look at this candle here. This was market structure shift. This candle here, and this one open, push lower and lower two into this up close candle here, which happens to be what this up close candle here will be what a daily breakout block here. Stand it to the right. This will be our breaker. This week here, tag into this breaker, and again this down close candle as well here. It's our bullish order block. Tag into the breaker and order block as well. No, that one didn't tag into it. Okay, which means you have to use the wick as well. Okay. Use the wick as well. We tag into the order block here, and then we took off from here on. So what are my expectations for next week? On Monday, Monday in this case, we are most likely going to see what some sort of down close candle first, pushing maybe back into this range here before it continues to the upside. In this case, I would really like to see price pushing down lower a bit here before it continues higher. Let's see if we can break this down clearly on a 4-hour chart. Oh yes, we do have something interesting here on the 4-hour chart. Looking at this thing here this way on this 4-hour chart, what do you see here? We have this range low, after high, we push down to this week into what? Into this order block. We didn't push into it anyway, by the way. So which means we can look at this order block, extend it to the right here, looking at this as our bullish order block. So I want to see price pushing lower into this bullish order block, then take off to the upside. So hourly chart, let's see if we can have something interesting on this hourly chart. Oh, it's even better here. Very nice. Nice price action here, by the way. Looking at this thing on this hourly chart, we have the low basic price action here. So a push higher, a break below the store here. Let me just do this way. This is what I'm anticipating. I want to see the price. If price wants to continue to the upside, I need some sort of liquidity here below these levels here. So if price can push lower down to these levels into this, maybe back or even lower to this rejection block here. Let's just mark it up here. Even lower to this rejection block here with 50% of this rejection block here, then before it can check off pushing higher. So this is, which means on Monday there's a very good chance that we start with what? We're going to start with a bearish move, and then from there on price will start to take off on Monday. So that's going to be my JXI IJ. So tomorrow, oh, and again guys, tomorrow here in South Africa it's a public holiday, so which means I am most likely going to spend less time on my charts than I normally do. Yes, however, I will host at least one live stream tomorrow. I will do a live stream tomorrorow, and it will be open to everyone. I will do one live stream tomorrow, open to everyone, and maybe you can get some trade today together, trade live. This will be my DXY dollar index. All in all, for the week, I am bullish. So, but Monday, I want to see Monday pushing a bit lower first before it take off to the upside. So let's look at Euro here. Same thing here. Euro is the most obvious on a weekly chart, right? Guys, I do apologize. There's always a lot of drawings on my chart simply because as I'm always trading every single day, I'm on my charts like doing everything. Let's break it down this thing this way and simplify it in the simplest way possible. We look at this thing in internal liquidity source right here. This way of external, right? We've taken out external, price turn back up into internal in this case of a 5 value gap. Now price should be seeking what? Seeking to push lower to external range liquidity, meaning on weekly bias we are now bearish. That's how simple it is, right? Let's go down to daily chart. Oh, there's more actually on weekly chart. There's more to talk about on weekly chart here. There's more. In this case, into this internal range liquidity, we're taking this two candle size, right? By side liquidity taken out into internal range liquidity, and now price is seeking for external range liquidity to the downside. That's how simple. Daily chart. Zoom out a picture, and I do apologize. I don't like cleaning up my chest, by the way. I do sometimes, but sometimes I just like to keep that because it saves me a lot of time, by the way. We have this high here, this high, checking out relative equal highs here, checking out. Look at this here, high into what? Internal liquidity on a weekly chart. We tag into it there. Then finally, it displays to the downside. This displays to the downside, broke below this low here. This break below this low here was actually what? A market structure shift on daily chart, right? Good. So what are we expecting for this week? And we look at this thing. This was Thursday, this Friday. Friday pushed below Thursday's low, but failed to close below it, indicating okay, that means on Monday we're most likely gonna catch what? This is in line what we just talked about in JXY. In JXY, I'm expecting Monday to be a bearish day on JXY, right? Before we can continue to the downside. This is in line with it. Which means in this case on Monday we can get what? A bullish move before it maybe forms the high of the week, possibly Monday or Tuesday. In this case, then will be headed lower. So what we see in this case again, we have high, low, high, low, high to the downside, break below low. In this case, from a lower low, and this makes this down close. Can you hear what? The bearish breaker. I love breaker blocks, guys. I use breaker blocks way more than I use order blocks. We will check into this bearish breaker here. But since because we push Monday, I want to see if maybe on this Monday we're going to push at least to the main threshold of this order block bearish breaker here. So which means if we can push higher to this main threshold there, then from there on we'll be looking for lower prices. And again, this up close candle here is also what a bearish order block. Bearish order block. Let's see where's the main threshold of this bearish OB here. Let's do this 50% of the order block. Yeah, just a little bit above the main threshold of the breaker over there. However, one thing that I don't like here, guys, I'm not really that it is something that should matter in a way, is that we don't have any area of deficiency here. We only have this volume balance at the top over here, we have this area of inefficiency here, this volume imbalance here. So can price rally to this levels, right, to this volume balance? I don't know, but I'm heavily bearish, so I don't think we're gonna get that this move to these levels over here for now. But so far, yes, all in all, we are bearish. But Monday, I am bullish. Then from Tuesday, I will be starting to frame some short setup depending on how the candle closes on Monday. So this is going to be my bias on the daily chart. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here. We might find something interesting. We don't have anything yet. We've simply been checking order blocks, push lower, back down into this one right here to the downside, return back into the order block, push lower, back down into what? The rejection block here. So that's nothing. So all in all, guys, Monday I'm gonna be bullish, and then Tuesday will depend on what the candle closes on Monday. That will be our euro. Let's go down to GU here. I'm trying to keep it so simple, guys, and straightforward. By the way, oh man, I tried GU. Let's clean up this chart, guys. Let's clean up this mess here. Well, look at this. So many trades, IGS. And I made history last week, guys. On the 12th of I made history for the first time. I actually did the FTMO challenge. Nailed it within 1 day. That was bananas. I can't get over it, by the way. And mind you, by that time I didn't even have a PC, anything like that. I was simply analyzing through my cell phone. But I think what that contributed to that was that I wasn't really sticking to risk management, proper risk management. Okay, as long as I knew my daily loss limit. Okay, understand? We can chat you. We have this high, check out this high, and we have SMT here with Euro. Euro didn't check out this high there. Let me show you. Euro failed to check out this high over here. We have SMT there with GU. Then from there, with high, low, high would displace lower. In this case, this is going to be breaker order block, but I feel this was a breaker gap. We're not going to return back into these levels ever, or maybe anytime soon. And huge move to the downside in this case. Check out external liquidity, external again. Price trend back up in this case, we're to this internal liquidity in the form of a fair value gap here. We checked into it, which means now we are headed lower. We're to this low. And one thing I love about you is that last week it took out the previous week's low and actually closed below it, indicating that okay, this week we're simply expecting a continuation to the downside. So weekly bias simply based on this thing here, what you just talked about. I am bearish this week on GU and switching at lower price. Let's go this thing on the daily chart. Beautiful search up here on the daily chart here as well. I believe you can see it. We have this high, a low, high, low, higher high, then huge move to downside, lower low in this case, right? Which means a break above this high here was simply priced grabbing liquidity, buy side liquidity being taken out here. Right, we check out price look into into high time frame period. In this case, gonna be this daily 5 value gap here as well, which means I'm gonna mark this as just put in some lines over there. Mark into the daily 5 value gap. We can also use the constant encroachment of this 5 value gap here. Did you check into it? Ooh, look at this, so close to the constant encroachment, but we didn't check into it, okay? But that was so close to it. So which means taking there from there. Huge move to downside, right? And it breaks below this low here, which means here this was actually a market structure shift here on a daily chart. Looking at GBPUSD, market structure shift here, which means makes this down close candle here a bearish breaker. So which means I'm gonna mark this candle here, down close candle extended to the right over there, shaded area. This will be my bearish breaker block. So which means this week, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, I would love to see price pushing a little bit higher here to the breaker. Then we'll see then we can anticipate lower prices from here on. This is simple setup I'm expecting here on GBPUSD for the next upcoming week. All in all, guys, I am bearish here, anticipating lower prices. Will it be like this? I don't know, but hey, this is the simplest way. I just know if a price do this is how we're gonna take advantage of this move here. So this will be GBPUSD. Let's look at the next one again here. Also, I didn't forget to mention that we also have a fair value gap here in this case. So which means price can push back up into this level. So here, this will be ideal setup for me. I'll be looking for a chance to go short, possible chance to go short. So beautiful setup to you guys. Must admit this is beautiful here. But will it be like this? I don't know. If it does, we just know how we take advantage of it, right? Let's look at Aussie. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna let's move to you here. I want to short gold this upcoming, guys. I want to short gold and I want to go short gold. Yes, I said it. I want to go short gold. Gold has been heavily bullish, no questions asked there. Until this thing happened here. What do you see here? We had this low a high, then displacement to downside, price push lower, breaking below this low on a weekly chart, indicating this here is actually a market structure shift on a weekly chart. This is going to be my weekly market structure shift. Then we have this range high, down this low, price went back up into what? Into premium. Where do we have a premium? We have a premium fair value gap here. We tagged into that premium fair value gap again, which means fair value gap as well as this order block here tagged into it. Oh, not quite, but unless you're going to use the whole candles, we're checking to that. So which means now as an entire range liquidity now seeking price to push lower into what extra range liquidity is going to be this lows right here. So which means I am bearish. I want to see price pushing lower here. So guys, always doing so much, right? Because I'm always on my charts, always, as always, which means I'm always doing something. I'm analyzing, I'm trading, I'm tape reading. Weekly chart, let's go down to daily chart here. What a beautiful setup here, guys. I hope you can see it. Let's break it down this way. From here, high to the downside with a low, high, lower, low, right? From the high again here, checking out this high, low. Then this move over here, push above this high. This was simply what? As simple as smart money, pairing their short orders with the buy stops resting above this high. We're into this fair value gap overhead with the rested over right here, right? So let's look at this thing. Can we have this high, a low, high, a lower low, which means back into this downward scale. We can still use the bridge breaker. However, here, not quite, but yeah, we didn't check into this proportional block here. We didn't check into it. However, this upward scale still remains. We can still act as an order block, check into that to the downside from there. Let's look at 4 hour chart here. Why 4 hour chart on gold? Again, this highs, liquidity taken out with a low, a high, displays with the downside. However, here we broke below this low here. This is a market structure shift on this 4 hour chart. We have fair value gap here. I believe this was simply a quick gap here. We push lower, then check down into what? Into this fair value gap here, right? Check into this entire liquidity in the form of fair value gap. Oh, what have I done? Oh, then price to the downside. Sorry, I always like this indication. This to me, whenever you see this light bar red one in my charts, it simply means that's going to be a market structure shift, right? To the downside, which means now when you're doing range, it's going to be range high, range low here on a 4 hour chart. So which means I'm simply going to do this premium, discount area. What do we have? Discount area here. I mean a premium. We have simply this premium fair value gap here. So I want to see price doing what? I want to see price. Maybe if price can do this, simply going to open. My bad, wrong tool. I simply want to see price opening, push high into premium, fair value gap, then continues lower. So if you continue lower way to at least for this week, this will be my draw on liquidity. Yeah. To the downside, but we have a daily chart here. Daily chart in this case, let's look at this daily chart as well here. Based on this on Friday, this suggests that okay, we should be expecting what a continue to downside on Friday. However, here's something that's key here. Don't forget this volume balance here. Most likely going to act as a very strong draw on liquidity for this week. So possibly tomorrow or when markets open, this level here. And again, key here, we have this feather swing here. This feather swing, which means going to act as what? A low resistance liquidity run. All in all, this will be our key setup for this week on gold. I'm expecting price this low as well. And eventually, I don't know how low it can push, but I am bearish here on gold. So this is going to be the setup I see here on gold for this week. We'll see how it plays out and actually how we take advantage of this move here. Let's look at OZ. We said on a weekly chart here. Again, guys, I'm going to tell you OZ and Kiwi are my favorite setups. Actually, if it was up to me, I would simply trade AUD/USD, NZUSD, USD, and NASDAQ and ignore all of these other setups. The reason being is that I have the highest win rate on OZ and Kiwi as well as USD and NASDAQ. That setup that I cannot pass within the first day. I was really trading USD and NASDAQ as well. So, looking OZ, our main draw liquidity still remains the same, still remains the slow here. It is 62, 68, it's actually 62, let's just say 62, 70, still remain our draw liquidity. This lows here has been taken out by last week, and this move last week here, it opened, push higher, so which means was simply open, accumulation and manipulation lower. The further it closed below the previous week's low, indicate that okay, on this week we simply bearish. Just ahead, yes. Break down this thing. In this case, we have Friday, we have Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So which means we opened, manipulated higher into what? Into this. We didn't check into which means we manipulate higher here, to this level, a very tiny fair value gap here. It's so small. We might be high into a fair value gap. The body tells the story, awake to the damage, close below this edge, push lower. This here signals something else on a 4-hour chart. Let's see it. We have look at this thing. Oh, this is beautiful setup, guys. We have a high here, a lower low, boom, above this high, push above this high, creating a new high. Then we displace lower and lower low, making this down close candle here a bearish breaker. Push back up into the breaker here. Right? That's what bearish breaker. Order block. And again, as that's a fair value gap or inversion fair value gap in this case, right? Check into it over there. Then to the downside. So what are our expectations for next week? Next week we are bearish, looking for lower price. Look, Friday here, open and close lower than Tuesday, indicating a continuation lower on Tuesday. So which means next week or this week we are heavily bearish. I want to see price pushing lower, and my main draw on liquidity for at least for Monday and Tuesday, I'll be looking at this low here. This will be 63.36 as my draw on liquidity for our chart there. Let's look at this. What else we have? We still have this low, which is going to be in check, and my main draw is going to be that 62.70k level, which means 62.70 will be our main draw on liquidity for the next upcoming weeks. We are bearish on Aussie. We're seeking for lower prices. Do we need our chart? No, we don't. On this type of setup, we don't really need the hourly chart, guys, because we only focus on what's going on the day. Our main focus simply looking at the weekly chart here, or weekly bias. When it comes to daily, we'll be streaming live again tomorrow night session, so we'll talk about everything else. Let's look at Kiwi now. Ooh, I caught a very good trade here on Kiwi on Friday. Let me show it to you guys. Where's the setup on Kiwi? It is this trade, and one thing I love about this, look at this thing here. My objective was simply this level right here, this sell-side liquidity here, right? And price checking to the sell-side liquidity here and then quickly reversed. Crazy, right? And this setup here, I actually shared it to the campus group here. Where is it? Campus group. Oh. And because I was only trading on my cell phone here, it is right here, right? This was because please verify if you're on a PC, because I was only using a cell phone, right? This was it right here. Looking for a break period. Again, whenever I see the slide point, this simply means a market shift lower back into the edge over there. I was looking for lower prices, and this was the execution here. And was 50 hours 5766. I was simply removing stops to break even right now in these levels right here, anticipating lower prices. So if you're not in this group, guys, you should join us, by the way. Okay, what are our drawn liquidity on the weekly chart? We are bearish, anticipating lower price. However, we didn't check this lows. Look at this thing here. This means this chart is always busy, which means our main drawn liquidity is going to be this low here. I'm still bearish, guys. Yeah, still bearish. Sell-side liquidity, this will be 55.11 will be our main drawn liquidity on NZD USD on a weekly chart. Let's go down to daily chart here and see. This is going to be the simplest daily chart. Obviously, looking for the same thing here. I'm going to clean up this thing here a bit here. We are bearish in this. Oh, for our chart will be better. Remember. Let's look at this thing here. Oh, this is the thing of the beauty here. This is the. No, bro, I want to show you that, bro. That's something you have to find out on your own. I gave you the system, right? I gave you the trading system, which means if you have the trading system, it's your job to backtest and know your data as a trader. It's your job to find out the trader. I won't be giving you those stats anymore, guys. I will not be giving you that. Because if I keep on telling you the stats like this, you can up to the point where like you simply just go in, you don't backtest, you do nothing, you simply go in with what I simply told you. So I won't show you on that one. Okay. I won't show the stats anymore. We have this high down to low, price went back down into what? Into the fair value gap. Checking out this buy side liquidity here again here as well. Buy side liquidity checking out here. Boom to the downs. Look at there's something interesting here. I hope you can see it. With this sunshine now down to low. I want to see price turn back up into what? Into premium here. Into premium. I want to see price what we have at premium in this case. We have this down close. This is going to be a bearish breaker, by the way, because of this high. A low, high, down to a lower low. So make this down close candle here. A bearish breaker. I don't really care about premium discount, by the way. I don't really care about it. What I care for in this case is going to be the PDR matrix. In this case, we have a fair value gap. One thing I love about this fair value gap is that we also have a high here. So which means we can take price liquidity into what fair value gap, then to the downside. It's always good and wise, guys, that we focus. As much as I want to share with you, I want to tell you everything, guys. But withholding some information like the win rate, which pairs is perfect, for which session. As much as I want to tell you, I think it's best if you find it out on your own. I give you the system on as whole as it is. Then you go back and back test this thing as much as you can. You can back test maybe FX replace the best tool to back test. And the more you back test, it's not really that it's for you to get used to the system, get used to the setup, and also find out which pair works within the session, especially even though which time of the day and as well as which day of the week that matters. And that kind of data, you have to find out that on your own. You simply have to find out, because the more you find out on your own, guys, you're so confident. I'm sure you've noticed when it comes to this during our last stream, right? That I would take a setup, see a setup, take a trade, take a loss, and I wouldn't even care about the loss. Then I see another setup and I'm in just like that again. And that it only comes with with being able to know my bias as a whole. That when I know my bias, I also know my bias. I know my stats. I know the setup that I share everything. I know the stats and I know the pairs and I know the sessions, because something you have to find out on your own, guys. And me telling you just like that, it will put you in a position where like you don't do much of the work, you don't do much back testing, because you simply want to rely on it that I provided by me. And at the end of the day, the setup, man, okay. I hope you get the point, bro. But as for the setup, I'm going to talk about it over. I'll be talking about the setup, guys, every single day, okay? So on always we are page 4. For our chart, we're looking for price to push down to these levels lower. First, buy sell liquidity before we can push lower. Next, the price action, by the way, here. I don't like seeing this type of move here. This, I think the euro had the same thing. Who was in the group had the same setup here on euro, okay? So this will be the key on Oz. I want to see price pushing back up into this fair value gap before we can push it downside here. Let's look at just the CAD and Swiss franc here. I use the CAD. I'm bullish, heavily bullish. Heavily bullish. This thing ain't messing around. Look at this thing here. Bullish, bullish. Our drawn liquidity. I'm going to show you this. Let's move this the CAD. Let's move up to weekly chart here. On the weekly chart, I'm going to focus on our main drawn is going to be this high here. This, let's drop a line, proper line there. Okay. This will be this key level here. This will be liquidity. Our main drawn liquidity here. It's going to be 46.90 as our drawn liquidity, right? And however, for this week, I'm paying attention to this week. Look at this week here. Shadow here. I want to pay attention to the constant encroachment of this week, or 50%, or let's just say 50% of this week. It's going to be 43.68 over there. So which means this will be my drawn liquidity for this week here. This 43.68 level over there. The main threshold of that huge week on a monthly chart, right? Last week, we're bullish, open, push higher, simple there, bullish. And anticipating what? A bullish week as well. Let's look at daily chart as well. Daily chart, same thing here. Open, push higher, open, simply open, low, high, and close. Bullish. So what are my expectations for this week? It's simple. This week, I simply want to see price pushing higher. However, I would love to see price checking into this daily fair value gap here. Let's just say maybe simple price we open on Monday, checking the fair value gap, then we push higher. Simple as that. On daily chart. Let's look at for our chart here. This will be my last time frame. Ooh, even nice here. Imagine pushing period, so this will be relative lows, break, grab of liquidity, then we continue to the upside. Simple as that. Use the CAD. Let's go to Swiss franc down. Weekly chart. Heavily bullish week. This week, expecting what? A continuation to the upside. To this high here, it's gonna be, my bad. This high will be what? 89.58, and eventually heading up to that 90.50 key level over there. And we look at this thing here. Better swing here as well. Let's remain on drawn liquidity. There's more potential for this thing to push even higher and higher. Swiss franc here. Bullish daily chart. Oh, sorry guys. I know most of you want me to talk about so many things here on our charts, right? We have this low here, push higher. This one like we're reviewing price action here. Breakaway gap, high fair value gap, check into the fair value gap here. We push high again, down into, look at this range low, high, discount array, fair value gap here on the weekly chart. I know it is, but I just love doing it. Check into fair value gap here, push high in this case, which means this indicates that next week, I'm expecting what? A continuation higher, where to previous this week's highs, and as well as this high over there on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh, nice price action on the daily chart. Nice price action here. I hope you can see it. Let's clean up this thing here. Look at this thing with a low, high, low, exalt equal lows there. Oh, damn, this is really good. Okay, then low high, lower low, then it is placed higher over there, which will break up of this high, making this here is a daily chart, market start shift on daily chart. This is a market start shift on daily chart, right? Which means making this bullish order block with OB there, bullish OB, as well as up close can here, bullish breaker. So which means in this case we can so many things there. We have breaker in this case. We also have what we have also here. We have this low of a fair value gap. This would be, I'm going to mark this black, and this will be the high of the fair value gap. So yeah, will it push down to this fair value gap breaker order block? I don't know, but if you check this through this within this fair value gap here, and it's fairly too big, so which means we can also look for the constant encroachment of this fair value gap here from this range here below this levels here. I'll be filling up a long search up, so which means here I would love to see price to simply doing a push lower, then you're going to the upside. Simple as this. Bullish USD CHF. I simply don't know. And for those who pay attention to premium discount, personally, I don't really care about premium discount. I don't really care about it. What matters for me is going to be midnight opening price. If I'm bullish, I want to see price trading below midnight opening price or below 830, indices below 930. If I'm bearish, I want to see price trading above those levels. That's what those are the levels that I care about mostly, more than anything else, more than a premium discount in my charts. So this is going to be a Swiss franc here. Let's look at USD. Ouch. Weekly chart. Yeah, damn. Bro, look at this thing here. And this simply means I've spent a lot of time on my charts. Let's clean up this mess here. Let's look at this USD, the Dow. On Dow, guys, I have the highest win rate more than any other pair. Actually, it's Dow, Nasdaq, and Aussie. Damn. I don't want to say it. I don't want to remove really feel like. But let's look at the regular. I don't care what's happened on the previous day. I'm going to start from this low here. Push higher, fair value gap, tagged into a jet, push to the upside again, and then had this volume imbalance here. The volume balance, push and close below it into this order block here, and again, is the main threshold of this order block. So we didn't check into it. If you may ask me in this case, looking based on this 2 weeks here, if I was going to be my bias for this week weekly, based on this candlestick, I'm still going to be bearish on this thing. The thing is, I don't have a clean and clear drawn liquidity looking at this thing from here. Let's look at the monthly chart here. Okay, on monthly chart again, we have something here that we can use. Oh, we still didn't close. We still didn't close. Okay, so we don't have anything cleaner in this case. I'd like to see this thing pushing lower maybe. But this candle here indicates that, okay, this week we should be bearish. So if we are bearish for this week, so which means this will be our drawn liquidity. Guess what is this? Hey, what's happening here? So if you don't have any clear drawn liquidity, guess what am I focusing on? I'm going to be focusing on in this case. Can you guess it? Yes, you guess it right. Look at this week here of this candle, which means I'm going to be doing this. Encroachment. I want to find this levels here at this level and this level here and this here. This. The week of this candle here as a rejection block will be key for me. I want to see how price will reject to this level. So which means I'm going to be bearish for this week, USD bearish for the week to this level, or especially a constant encroachment of this week, which is going to be 43,132. That's going to be my main draw liquidity for this upcoming week, looking at the Dow here, aka USD. Daily chart. Oh, actually, there was a lot of drawing tools over there. I cleared them up. There. Remember when we were young playing cups? Okay. With this high, low, push it high, volume balance here, show the below which use it as an inversion here to the downside. Looking at daily candle here, this indicates that a bearish move to the downside again, which means from this thing on the daily chart on Monday, markets open Saturday, right? Which means this fair value gap here can be the drawn liquidity for Monday here. Let's look at constant encroachment as well. Monday, bearish. Down into what? Down into this main threshold of this fair value gap here. So simply expecting what? This price action to push down into this level such and then from there on, can it push low higher? Possible. We still have this low as well here. You can push out to. And again, I don't like this thing here because this low doesn't have much. So this possible price can simply go through this low, easily go through this low here. But I'll be paying attention to this one as well. So yesterday here, I don't see anything else that we can work with here. Let's look at Nasdaq as well. Man, beautiful price action. Nasdaq heavily bullish. We are at the trend at all-time high here. So which means on week chart, I'm gonna keep it simple. Yeah, guys. Do I remove all of this thing? No, I don't. Looking at Nasdaq like this, we are bullish for this week. Drawn liquidity is gonna this week's high, or it's gonna be this high here. This will be our drawn liquidity. So which means my main focus on this week will be this fair value gap here. I want to see touching this fair value gap before it continues higher. Yes, just right. Okay, yes. Oh yeah, maybe I do need to remove a lot of things here. I do need to remove this. So in this case, we have this weekly fair value gap here. We press action of the side is right. Okay, this is key here. Pay attention here. We have Thursday. Friday push above Thursday to all-time high, but failed to close above, indicating okay on Monday or Tuesday we simply want to anticipate what lower price where to. We have this. Do we have fair value gap here? Yeah, possibly this tiny fair value gap here will be my drawn liquidity on Monday. So which means on Monday I'm gonna be bearish down to this tiny fair value gap here. So I will see how the Monday candle closes. But how the Monday candle closes, that will determine our bias for Tuesday as well. But on Monday, guys, I'm bearish to this tiny fair value gap here before we can continue to the upside. So guys, these are the setups that I want to share with you. Don't worry about S&P 5. I don't trade S&P 500 anymore, simply because of the spread that I deal with when it comes to preference that I'm trading, as well as I have a pretty wide spread and it's not so appealing to me, much because you have to consider spread, slippage, and then commissions as well. So yeah, that's why sometimes pairs with the high spread, I tend to avoid them all the time. However, I do have NZUSD. Normally it's just about 2 weeks, 2 pips or so. But I do trade it as a lot, simply because I know I have the highest window on this pair. So if my spread is like that, I tend to overextend my objective, just like this one right here. And normally on the trade, I'll say this. Normally, whenever I'm checking a trade, right, all I need on that specific trade, I simply need like 2.5 R. You'll see me shooting for overextended targets simply because I consider the spread. I consider, even though I'm looking for 2.5 R, but because of the spread, because of commissions, and because of slippage, that's why sometimes I aim for higher targets. So guys, this will be it for today. Don't forget tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, this will be at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be live, and I hope we will do our live stream as well. So which means if I do get a trade tomorrow, I'll be checking the trade live with you watching, and so you get to see my entire step-by-step process. So guys, and Friday of this week will probably be my last day trading of the year 2025. So guys, I hope you're having great holidays and you're taking good care of yourself. And please use this time to prepare for 2025. For me on my side, guys, I told you I already have that 500K from Funding Traders account trade that I pages. Haven't placed any trade on it. I also have that FTMO on FTMO. Remember that I have the max allocation account. Remember that. So which means I exited. Oh, that 20K account wasn't mine, by the way. It was simply for a client of ours. So on FTMO, I have that max allocation account, which I haven't placed any trade yet as well. And I'll be aiming for that IC if maybe it all goes well. Probably on my first profit split for January, I'll be using it to go straight into IC funded and also get that 500K challenge as well. Because like I said, I want to reach $2 million in funding by December 2025. But at this rate, I might most likely gonna reach even way before time. But then that's the point of it. So guys, that's gonna be all from me for today. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Cheers. I'm out for now.